Hi everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my computer and my Cricut Design Space. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these really fun name designs. I don't think they're really monograms per se, but they are super cute and really fun. I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do this with a couple different letters. I'm actually not going to use any of these. These are just kind of an example, but I can't wait to show you how to make these. They're only a couple steps. They're super simple. And you really only need to know how to use offset and slice, which are like two really important things you need to learn how to use anyways. So this is a great tutorial to learn those. Now, before we get started, be sure that you're subscribed here on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm so excited to show you how to make these. They're actually a lot easier than they look. They look super complicated, right? I promise they're not. They're just a couple of steps. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this with different designs. But what I'm going to do first is hide these just so they're out of our way. And I see that I don't have everything fully attached on that one. That's okay. I'm going to show you how to do this super easily. The first thing that you'll do is open a text box. Now mine is going to default to the last text that I selected, but I'll show you how to change your text. Now I personally like to start with the first name. So for this one, let's do Brittany. I don't know, I'm just making people up. Sometimes my keyboard doesn't always, and I like to spell it this way because that's how one of my friends in school had hers spelled, was with the two T's, the A-N-Y. So we'll keep it as Brittany spelled that way. Now, I want to use a script font or a cursive font for this because I find for the girl designs, I really like a cursive. Now, for this one, I have a couple of really cute duo fonts, but the one that I really like is this Lily Rose font. So it's really pretty. It's the same font that I used in the ones that you saw on the previews there. But you can see here, we've got this font. Now, the one thing is with Brittany's name, the T's and the I do kind of run together a little bit, and I want to see if I can fix that. This font may not be perfect for that, but I don't mind if the T's run together, but I'm going to try to move that the little dot over. So I'm going to go to advanced and I'm going to ungroup this to letters. I'm just going to try to grab just the last little bit of her name, and I'm going to scooch this over just a little. I'm going to scooch this part over, which is just going to be the T's and the A-N-Y. Just a little bit. It's going to have a little bit of the tail kind of showing, but it's going to move them over enough that I think it'll look fine. I'm going to select my text. I'm going to go down to combine and I'm going to unite it. And I think that looks okay. It's not perfect, but it at least gives the dot a little more of its own space. So just be aware with this font, the T's, the little tails are a little bit long, but it's fine. No big deal. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to get another text box and I'm going to put the B in. And for this one, I'm going to use the matching font to the Lily Rose, which is down here called Rose. So I'm just going to scroll down till I find that one. And that's right here. I love using these duo fonts, and I'll link some of my favorites down below for you. Now, I do want to make this pretty big so that I can see what I'm doing. That might be a little too big. But I do like to make these a little bit larger so that I can really see what I'm doing. And then I also like to change the color of one of the items just so I can see the difference between the two. Now for this, it's behind the B right now and I don't want that. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to bring this to the front. And then I need to rotate it, and I'm going to rotate this 270 degrees. I like the name to start at the bottom. If you want the name to start at the top, that's fine. Rotate it 90 degrees. It's up to you. There's not a right or wrong way for where you want the name to start. It's just personal preference. And for me, I just prefer the heavier part of the name at the bottom, but you do you. Truly, have fun with it. Now I'm going to line this up where I want it onto my letter. You can put it anywhere that you want to, however you want to do it. If you just want it a little bit overlapping, if you want it fully overlapping, do you. There's no wrong way to do this. But I like to do mine about middle, if that makes sense, kind of in the center of our word. Now what we'll do is we're going to add an offset to the name. So I'm going to refer to these as name and letter. So letter will be the B, name is going to be the full name. So I want to add an offset to our full name. Now you can adjust your offset to whatever size that you personally want to. For this one, I've got it at 0.139, which I think is a good size for what I want this to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply. Now, we need to slice the offset from the letter, which is so easy to do because they're already single layers. So you want to make sure your offset is selected, and then I hold Control on my keyboard and select the B. Go down to the bottom here and click Slice. Then you'll go ahead and delete each of these slice results, which are going to be here at the top. Now, are you starting to kind of see the vision? I hope so. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything and I'm going to attach it, but we're going to add another offset because we're going to create that little outline. So you're going to click Offset. Now, again, you can make this offset as large as you want. I personally like to keep it the same size as the offset that is around the name, but again, do you. There's no wrong way. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that offset. Once that one has shown up, we need to make another offset of the offset. So make sure that the offset is selected. Click Offset again. I feel like I'm saying offset 1,000 times. And then click Apply. So now what you'll see is you have a gray design, you have your black offset and your gray offset. Now we need to do a little more slicing, and we're just slicing these two offsets. So you want to slice the larger offset, which is gray, and the smaller offset, which is black, from each other. So select them and click Slice. Now for this, you want to delete the top two slice results, which are going to look solid. And now you have your design. So you can see it's just a few steps. It's just a matter of picking a font that you like, picking a name, picking whatever, and then you can go through and change this up. Now, let's say that we want the name to be a different color. Really easy. I'm going to detach these. Now, I do like to keep them attached when I'm doing the offset, just so if I move anything, nothing gets messed up. But once that's done, you can do whatever you want with it. So I'm going to select my name, and let's say that we're going to make this blue, and then maybe our B and our outline are going to be the same color. And for that, I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to attach them. And then you can make them whatever color you want. Maybe they're your school colors. Maybe your school colors are red and blue. Maybe your school colors are blue and yellow. Whatever it may be, you can do something cool like that, or you can just have it all one color. Whatever you want to do with it is fine. But you can also just make the outline a different color if that's what you prefer. So I'm going to detach them and I'm going to grab the outline, and let's say we want the outline to be red. You can do that as well. So there is a ton of fun ways to do this, and it's super, super easy. Now let me show you another one just so you can kind of get an idea. I'm going to go ahead and make this one smaller and stick it over to the side. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and add some text. And we'll do a guy's name because I think the guys ones are always like kind of overlooked for like the cute girly stuff. But the guys ones can also be really, really cute and super fun. So I'm going to make this guy's name Greg. I don't know. I'm just picking like a random name. So again, I'm going to make this really big. But this is a little bit on the girly side for like a font. And I just don't love it for a guy. Now, a font that I really like for guys is the Impact font because it's really simple. It's nice and big, but it just gives you like a really good working surface. And I think it just looks kind of more manly. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another text. And for this one, we'll put in his name. Now, again, you can do Greg, Gregory, whatever he goes by, however he spells it, do it that way. Now for this one, there are lots of fonts that you can use because there are tons of options when it comes to like a little bit more of like a manly font, but I don't want it to look exactly the same as the Impact font. You can use the same font if you want to. It's really up to you. But for this, I think I want to do something a little different. And I have tons of like plain fonts to choose from. So I don't know, pick what you like. Pick what makes you happy, what looks good to you. I mean, there's so many great options. I really like this DTC Aloma Island or Dreamer for a guy's name. I think this one's going to be a little more on like the manly side, so we'll go with that one, but you choose whatever you want. The other thing that I like is a lot of times some of the fonts are only capitals, but I think it looks really cute like that, so we're going to go with it. Now what we're going to do is, again, we're going to rotate this. And again, do it however you want. So let's see, you can do it up and down like this where the name starts at the top and goes to the bottom. But like I said, I prefer the other way. I prefer top to or bottom to top for the name. Now again, I'm going to change the color just so I can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. And then I'm going to place this where I want it on my name. Now you can do all sorts of things. You can do some letter spacing if you want to. Like I said, do what you want to do with it. Have fun with it. Make it your own. And again, I'll show you how to do it. It's so easy. We're going to add an offset. Now again, I feel like that's just a really good size for my offset, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it. Then I'm going to select the offset and the large letter, and I'm going to slice. And then I'm going to get rid of all of these slice result pieces. Then we're going to select both of these items and attach them. And then we're going to add one offset and click apply. Then you're going to add the second offset, click apply again, and then simply slice both of the offsets away from each other, deleting these solid designs. Then again, we can just simply select all and attach, and you have your design. Now again, make it how you want. If you want it green, if you want it blue, if you want it orange, I don't care. It's your design, so you do what you want to do with it. But this is a super easy way to make these. Now I do want to show you like a letter that's more rounded, like a C, because I think there's a really cute way to do that one as well, so that it's not like sticking out or it's not too small. So I'm going to show you with a girl's name just because I'm going to use that girly-ish font. So I'm going to use the letter C. And I'm going to change it back to that rose design that we liked so much because it's so cute. But you can see that this letter is quite a bit thinner and it is quite a bit more curved. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some more text, and let's do Cassandra. That sounds fancy. We'll do Cassandra. I don't know if there's, I don't know, is that a popular name anymore? I have no idea. But I'm going to change it to this Lily Rose again because I just think that's such a pretty font. I'm going to make it quite a bit bigger so we can see it, and I'll get rid of this so it's not in our way. And again, I'm going to change the color of it just so that we can see what we're doing. Now, I don't want to weld this one right yet, but I do want to rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it at 270 degrees. Now, do you see what I mean? How like I would have to make this kind of small for it to fit, and I just think it looks a little off because it's not curved. I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to use this curve option. Now, I will say when I have it sideways, it's a little confusing, but you want to do it this direction so that it makes like the little frowny, as I call it, but you want to curve it that direction, and then you can kind of move it however you want onto your little C. Now, one thing I like to do when I'm doing a curve is I'm going to select both items. I'm going to go to align, and I want to center them vertically, just to see if that's like a little better for like where it's sitting, which I think it is. So I think that looks really good. We're going to stick with that. Now for the font, I'm again going to add that offset. Now, when you're doing a curve, you may need to make your offset a little bit different. Just depends on how big you made it, because sometimes it might look a little weird, but I think this size is perfect. So I'm going to select the offset and click apply. And then again, we just hit the offset and the text, the big C, and we slice them. You're going to delete all those slice results. And I think this one's going to look so cute with the little curve. It's adorable. Now I'm going to select both my items. Now you do not have to attach them. I do that just so I don't move anything, but just so you know, you don't have to attach them if you're doing an offset. So I'm going to click apply for that offset, add another offset and click apply. And then I just want to slice those two offsets from each other. So I just want to make sure I grab both of those and slice. And then remember, you're just slicing, you're just deleting out the solid offsets to leave you with this nice single offset. I think it looks pretty cute, and I'm going to go ahead and attach them just so that, again, they don't move. But if you're doing multiple colors, don't attach because you just only want like colors attached. But look at how cute that is. Now, I will say, I think it's because this color is a little hard to see. I'm like, it's really hard to read, but I just think it's because that color is hard to see. So let's turn it purple. That's better. I can still read that now. So you can see how easy it is to make these. You can make them in all sorts of different designs, use different fonts, play with them, have fun, but they're just a really cute way that you can add a little style to something. These would make a really cute gift. They would make a sweatshirt, really fun like decals if like you've got a college student who maybe wants to put their name on like their notebook, or these would be really fun on a cheer bow. So there's a lot of ways to use these. So be sure to just kind of have fun with it. Now I'm going to bring the other ones in just so you can see kind of what everything looks like together. And that way kind of gives you an idea here of everything. Whoops, I don't know where that cake came from, but okay. But there we go. So there's just a really quick tutorial on how to make these fun designs with your Cricut. Now you can, again, cut these on any type of material that you want to. Have fun with them. And if you make them, let me know what you're going to make because I'm so excited to hear how you guys use this fun design. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Be sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, happy crafting.